We're serial dating. We're dating 4 and 5 people a week. No wonder we don't have the capacity to get to know one person. To actually build a relationship and foundation with someone, there's got to be consistent conversations, consistent interactions in person and not in person. Dating also sucks because we are all jaded and simultaneously hopeless romantics. The thing that makes dating so difficult these days is the fact that we have these dating apps and social media. We didn't have this stuff before. You had to actually, as a man, use who you had to be confident and walk up to a woman on your own and speak to her and hope she didn't reject you. Dating today sucks because everyone thinks that everyone is disposable. We're in this me culture. There's no need to think of anyone else's feelings. Because if you don't benefit me, why do I need to know you? But one of the main things I see is that people don't even have the patience to have a minor argument with someone without it going into complete ghosting or blocking. We have gotten so besides ourselves because we think we have so many options that we don't even have human level decency to even let someone know why we will not be contacting them ever again. We're serial dating. We're dating 4 and 5 people a week. No wonder we don't have the capacity to get to know one person. We're serial dating. To actually build a relationship and foundation with someone, there's got to be consistent conversations, consistent interactions in person and not in person. When you're entertaining so many people, how can you even focus on one person? I can't imagine after a work day, working out, taking my dog out, doing my adulting, trying to date 5 people in a week? How? There's no way. Dating today sucks because people don't close past doors. Everyone's got someone lingering in the background just in case you don't work out. So as soon as we don't work out, you've already got 3 or 4 people you can already talk to that you've been kind of leaving on hold, leaving on red a little bit too long. But you know that if you go back and just, save face, they'll be back in your life again. Everyone's got all these doors that are just cracked open for the just in cases. Dating sucks in 2022 because everyone's trying to beat each other to the punch of hurting them first. Because everyone's hurt. No one's trying to heal. We're getting in relationship after relationship, or let's just change the wording. We're getting in situationship after situationship after situationship, and we're not even healing from the last one. Out of one relationship on Monday, on a date on Tuesday. Hell, we're talking to somebody new Monday night on the apps or in someone's DMs. We're not healing. We're not even understanding and processing what we just went through. We're just moving on to the next because God forbid we actually think that we have a problem. We're afraid to have standards because standards come off as being needy or thinking too highly of yourself. So no one tries to have them. No one wants to admit they actually want a relationship. No one wants to admit they actually are ready to start thinking about building a family, because these are things that make people say, oh my God, you're moving too fast. But in the same token, aren't we moving hella fast? We're meeting on a phone, meeting in person, having sex that same week, staying at each other's homes, sleeping in each other's beds, but we can't be in a relationship? Huh? When did we start saying that having a full-blown relationship was faster than having sex with someone? When did this become the norm? I've heard people say that kissing is more intimate than sex. Where are we as a society? Where we just give our bodies to people so freely and we don't think anything of it? We have watered down sex. Sex has no meaning behind it anymore. We don't wait for it. We don't value it. Where are we? Dating sucks because we meet people and we try to change them instead of actually listening to who they really are. If you listen to someone's story and you hear who they really are, you'll understand their motives, you'll understand who they are. But as long as you just want to hear what you want to hear, you're never going to get to know the person. That's when we get into these long-term toxic relationships that lead to nowhere, because you're fighting against the grain when someone told you who they was. When people tell you who they are, believe them. If that man told you that he does not want to get married anytime soon, if he told you he's not looking for a relationship anytime soon, if he's got 4 vacations lined up in the next 3 weeks and you're not invited to any of them. He's not trying to be serious right now. And if that's where you're trying to be, then release him. We got to stop being so obsessed with the idea of people and get real with ourselves. Get real. Because why would you keep wasting time with someone who's not even on your page? Dating also sucks because we are all jaded and simultaneously hopeless romantics. It's like we want love, but we're so jaded that we don't really want to put in too much effort, but we don't really put in that much effort. So nothing ever goes anywhere. We're afraid to be all in with anything or anyone. The idea of giving someone a relationship title literally pushes people away. Ladies, gentlemen too, we are dating people for months and months and months and have no idea where we're headed at all. Have no clue. Just hanging out every single day, talking every single day, having sex freely, sleeping over, and no one's got a title. We're not headed anywhere. And as soon as someone brings it up, now there's issues. That's a problem. We have devalued each other in this human race. We have devalued each other. We have devalued each other. We have gotten to a point where we will look at someone's Instagram and see how many followers they have just to determine how we're going to treat them. That's where we're at. Because if I can't get anything from you, I'm good. There's somebody else I can choose that's got this many followers and got this going on because I'm an influencer. We're in this super cocky, egomaniacal world where it's not about taking care of anyone's heart. It's about what can I get from you? And I'm this, that, and the third, and I don't really care about you. How did we get here? No matter who you meet in this world, they are not going to come to you perfectly wrapped with a bow on top. Everyone's going to have their issues. We've got to get back to getting to know people and learning how to love people again. Know what your standards are so you don't put up with things that you know you don't want. Personally, I know that I don't like men that stay out all night. I don't want someone that does drugs. I don't want someone that has a bunch of baggage going on in the past that they haven't even cleaned up. That's me personally. So I know what I'm not going to entertain. That's my non-negotiables. But until you take the time to heal, you won't know what that is. You'll just meander through every single date and just allow anything to happen. And you'll look up one day and you'll be baby mama, baby daddy, terrible relationships, in and out of jail with people, dealing with harassment. All this stuff that you're creating, all this baggage is because you haven't learned who you are, and you also haven't become decisive, and you don't trust your own standards for your own life. We got to do better because dating sucks so bad right now. We're living in a world full of fatherless homes, okay? We are just having children. No one even cares about the relationship part anymore. Let's just make as many babies as possible. How do we get here? How do we get away from the family dynamics so far? Like, we've got to do better. Everyone that I know that's a serial dater is still serial dating to this day. And it's been over a decade for some of them. Not one real relationship yet. That says a lot. At some point, you've got to learn to be decisive. You got to get to know you enough to know what your non-negotiables are. That's imperative. Release your codependency and need to always be around somebody, anybody, doesn't matter. That's the problem. We're not even choosing. We're just like, so-and-so called, I'm just gonna go over there. Oh, so-and-so called, I'm just gonna go over there. You're hanging out with exes who abused you and hurt you, and you're thinking that that's your friend. That's not your friend. Let him go. We're not releasing old relationships. We're going back to toxicity over and over and over again, looking for a new result. We are just bored and we do not value our time. We're obsessed with looking at our phones, and we live in a fantasy world. Get real with yourself, figure out what you really want, release your codependency, be okay with being by yourself sometimes. Because when you find the right person, or when the right person comes to you, you'll have space for them. Right now, with all the serial dating you're doing, there's no room for anyone great to come in anyways. Because a great catch is not going to allow you to back burner them. A great catch, someone who knows what they want, is not going to allow you to play games with them. People who know who they are not going to let people play with them. Point blank, period. So the problem with dating in 2022 is that everyone's got options, but these options are laughable. These options are ridiculous. These options are phony. Get this out of your mind that the next best thing's around the corner. And really, in reality, the next best thing might be right in front of your face, but because you're so shallow and worried about the wrong things and don't know who you are, you're pushing this away. And you've probably been pushing good things away. Worried about people who keep coming back from the past, not closing those doors fully. dealing with all the baggage you created over the years because you just don't close no doors. Focus on yourself for a little while. The problem with people today in dating is that we are too focused on the physical attributes of everyone and what everyone has that we're not even having conversations anymore. How many times have you been on a date and someone's just on their phone? They're not even engaging with you. We gotta get back to human love at the core of it. Get to know people for who they are. Become friends with someone. Have witty banter on dates. Actually call them on the phone and have conversations. Not all this texting stuff. That's cute sometimes, but there's gotta be some kind of interaction. I need to hear your voice and your inflections. I need to see you so I can get to know your body language and we can feel each other's energies. We've got to put real effort in if we want real relationships. There's no way to get around that. Absolutely no way to get around that. All right. So that is why dating sucks in 2022. But we're going to change that for ourselves, because if you're like me, I knew what I wanted. And it was a long time of dating terribly that got me to finally say to myself, what are some of the things that I'm doing wrong? Why are these dating experiences really starting to piss me off to the point where I'm getting to the point where I'm cool with being by my damn self? I'm getting to the point where I'm Googling trips by myself because I'm not trying to waste time trying to date and date and date and date and date. And it's just too much. After a while, all that pain takes a toll on you. After all of that, just meeting all these random people and it's not going anywhere time after time after time. Isn't that exhausting? We're exhausting ourselves and getting absolutely nothing but heartache. Give your heart a break. Give your heart a break. And take care of yourself. That way when the right person does come around, you're whole and healed and you can actually make space for that person to be in your world and y'all are not a burden to each other. But until then, dating will suck. Thanks for watching.